welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Yancy and this is the Miss Yancy Network. How are you guys doing? I hope y'all having a wonderful day, okay? So by the title of this video, you already know what we're getting into. It is seed starting season. It's been seed starting season. I'm starting a ton of my seeds a little later than I normally would. We're in the middle of April and I normally would have started these seeds in March, but you live and you learn, which what gardening is all about. Last year I started all my seeds at the same time in March, and boy oh boy did I regret it. Okay, so this time around this year I decided to stagger the seed starting time for each plant because they all have different growing time. They don't have the same growing time, so they all need different things. So I first started off with my peppers, then my tomatoes. Now everything else is being started. Okay, alrighty y'all, by the title of this video you already know why we're here. Today we will be starting our cantaloupe seeds and our watermelon seeds. So today it's all about the melons, and if y'all remember from last year, the melons were beautiful. First time I was actually consistent about posting on this YouTube channel, and one of the things that I would say that a lot of you guys came from was the cantaloupe video. You guys loved the cantaloupe, y'all loved the watermelons, they were amazing, and all of you kept asking me, how did I do it? Well, today you're in luck. I'm gonna show you all of the things. I'm gonna show you exactly how I start my seeds, and I will take you guys on the entire journey from starting to uppotting to transplanting to taking care of diseases and all of the good stuff. Okay, so this is the beginning. You're at the right place at the right time. If that is what you're interested in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Alrighty y'all, so remember y'all, if you're new here, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Okay, let's go. Like the video, like the video. Thank you. That is one of the best ways to support my channel. All right y'all, come along, come along, come along. One look and I breathe. Alrighty y'all, here is my watermelon seeds courtesy of the Miss Yancy Network seeds. If you want some, go ahead and go to Etsy. They're all on sale right now. Get you some, okay? Get as much as you can. And I put a lot of seeds in there, so y'all gonna have a ton of seeds, okay? So also the cantaloupe seeds, I have that on my website as well. These are all seeds that I harvested from my garden from last year. Okay, now you may be wondering, what are they doing in these cups? Why are they sitting in this water? If you are not new here, you know exactly what's going on here, so no need to explain to you. But if you're new here, here's a quick explanation without having to be redundant, okay? This is how I speed up the germination of my seeds, especially seeds that have a hard shell, like watermelons, cantaloupe, peppers, all of that good stuff. I'll show you exactly how to speed up the germination step by step in some previous videos. So if you have not seen it, go ahead and do me a favor, or do yourself a favor and watch that before you start your seeds, because when I tell you your seeds will be germinated within 3 to 7 days when you follow that process, ask the people in the comments, okay? It works. So this is 24 hours later of me soaking my seeds, and now we're about to start them. First thing first, let me just show you what we will be using to start our seeds. I have my seed starting mix. You guys already recognize that. If you don't, if you're new here, this is what I use. I use the seed starting mix. This is the Jiffy brand. It is very light and airy, do not have any kind of wood chips, and that is how you want your soil for starting your seeds, because your seeds are your little babies. They need to be gentle. They need to be taken care of. You need to cushion them, you know what I'm saying? And that's what this soil is providing for them. It's giving them that perfect little womb for them to germinate in, okay? And then we are going to be mixing our soil with this worm casting up in here, and we are going to mix all of it with some water and then get started with our seeds, okay? So let's go. I already poured some soil in here, so we're going to go ahead and add some worm castings in here. You can add as little or as much as you want. This is natural fertilizer. There's no such thing as over fertilizing with worm castings, because worm casting is worm poop. So the more the merrier, you know, but you don't have to overdo it either. All right, so we got our worm castings in there. By the way, you can find both of these things on my Amazon store, which is also linked below if you choose to have some convenience, or you can get it from the store. Look at the prices and see which one works best for you, because on this channel we are resourceful and we do not gatekeep on this channel, okay? We want you to get the best price, get a bang for your buck, because gardening is already expensive. So whichever one is suited for your pockets, go ahead and buy. Just for your convenience, I have this in my Amazon store if you would like to get it or support me, period, in that way, okay? All right, now we're gonna add the water and just, alrighty. So one of the things that I always tell you guys is that when you are preparing your soil, you want to make sure that your soil is not soaking wet. You do not want to squeeze your soil and water is coming out of it. You want it to be just right, just moist enough for your seeds, because you will see that at the end of us starting the seeds, we're actually going to spray some more water on the top just to make sure that the seed is moist enough and given the opportunity to germinate within that. So you don't want to put too much water into your soil. And the way to test that out is basically if you squeeze your soil, if you see water dripping, it's a little bit too wet, you might want to go ahead and add a little bit of soil just to get it evenly moist. But if you squeeze your soil and you don't see any water dripping, then it's probably just right, but you want to make sure that it's still moist enough and it's well mixed with the worm casting and the water. Because the thing about seed starting soil, they also tend to dry very easily, so you just want to make sure that it is just right, okay? And once our seeds germinate, we will be watering our seedlings from the bottom tray, and I'll tell you guys all about that in the next step. And remember, y'all, you want to do this process somewhere that you can get messy, because this is a very messy it's a very messy thing to do, and I'm doing this in my house, y'all. As a matter of fact, in my dining room, y'all already know I am in my DIY greenhouse, but I have a tablecloth over my table, which I do every year when I start my seeds indoors anyway. But having a greenhouse would be nice, because I could get as messy as I want and don't have to worry about having to clean up as much, because it will be going down into the ground. Alrighty, so our soil is ready. I'm squeezing it. Our soil is ready. This is the consistency of the soil. This is how you want your soil to be. You want it to be nice and airy. You don't want any wood chips, because when you have soil that have a lot of wood chips, like for example, do not start your seeds with potting soil because they have wood chips in them that is composting, or some of them have not even composted at all. That is going to hinder the growth of your seeds. So you just want to make sure you get a seed starting soil, or you could create your own, where you find your own organic matter and mix it together with some perlite and all of that good stuff. I will do a video showing you guys how to create your own seed starting mix, and also it saves a lot of money. Beautiful. All right, so now we are going to fill out our cell trays. I will be using these cell trays. I bought marigold from the nursery, and this is what it came in. And of course I saved it, because I save everything. I save every single tray that I buy from anywhere. I save all my plastic cups because they come in handy in the garden. I always save stuff like this every time I go to the nursery. And then when you go to the nursery, you actually get some of these for free, because when people purchase the products that are in them, the plants that are in them, the nursery no longer need the trays and they're trying to get rid of it. So you can just go pick it up for they free, okay? I told you something, okay? Anyway, so let's go ahead and fill this up. Y'all, so we're all done filling the trays up. Now we are going to get our seed. This is the watermelon. So as you can see, what I tell you guys in that video about germination, if all the seeds drop down, whatever seed that drop down to the bottom of the water, that is the seed that is more likely to germinate. It has a high germination rate, whereas if there are some still floating at the top, you might want to get rid of that because there may be no germination, or it might have a low germination, and you just don't want to deal with that. Okay, so stick with the seeds at the bottom because those are the ones that are guaranteed to germinate for sure. They'll have a higher germination rate. All right, so let's go ahead and pour out the water, and then we can get started. Pour it out here. When you are planting your seeds, you want to plant it about 1/4 inch deep. You don't want to plant it any deeper than that because you want the seeds to be able to pop out very easily. That's the reason why it's important to have light and airy soil, and why it's also important not to drench your soil in water, because it's going to be a little bit too heavy laying on top of the seeds, and they're not going to like that. So you just put like, you know, 1/4 inch hole. That's how deep you are going to plant your seeds. Okay. Alrighty. Now that we've done that, we're going to take the seed and just put one in each hole. Okay. Here. Alrighty, y'all, so after we're done doing that, you're just gonna gently cover the seed up with some soil. Just very gently cover it up because we don't want it buried too deep. Just like that. Alrighty, y'all, so we are all done with the watermelon. We're gonna go ahead and label it because you have to label everything. If you don't label it, I promise you guys, you're gonna regret it because you're not gonna know which one is which, and now when it's time to plant, you're planting stuff that don't even belong together. Okay, don't make my mistake. I already told you guys about my mistake from last year and the year before. Don't be like me, okay? Don't say I didn't tell you. Now, I'm using these labels. I got them from Amazon. It came 200 in a pack. If you would like to get some, it's in my Amazon store. Link in the description, or just get you any regular label. But I prefer to use plastic labels only because the popsicle sticks, they tend to get molded up depending, you know, while it's in the house. So it gets gross over time. So I like to use a plastic. It does not get molded up and it doesn't look gross while it's in the soil. So I like my labels, and it's like I said, 200 in a pack is a steal. Okay, and they're so cute. These are the Crimson Sweet watermelon, which means they're those big watermelons. You guys saw me grow them last year in my garden. I'm also going to grow some sugar baby watermelon this year. I'm going to direct sow those into the soil, and then I started these from seed, so we'll see which one grow faster and just see how it goes. Alrighty, got them right here. Let's go ahead and label our babies. So all of these are watermelons, so I'm only going to use one label. These are all watermelons. And then at the end, when we're finally done, I'll show you guys the solution I spray on top and pretty much how I get these prepared for germination. So let's go ahead and do the cantaloupes, and then we'll be all done. So here's the cantaloupe. Let me tell you how good my seeds are. They all are going to germinate, y'all. They all fell to the bottom, so this is gonna be a lot of cantaloupes. I am going to sell some, give some away, and trade some. We'll see. Get our cantaloupe, get the water out. And remember, you guys, with these melons, you can direct sow them into the soil. You do not need to start them from seed. They grow pretty fast, so that's the reason why I'm even starting them so late. So you do not need to start them from seed indoors at all. You can direct sow them, but of course, starting them from seed indoors is help jump starting the growing of them. It's gonna speed up the grow season of them, or you know, speed it up to harvesting time versus direct sowing them. But I really think it doesn't matter. Yes, starting them from seed indoors will speed up the time to harvest, but when you direct sow them, I feel like you're still gonna get kind of the same results. But it's really all up to you and how you feel about, you know, if you're somebody that's impatient and you want to see your stuff right away, gardening is not for you, because gardening is all about patience. Gardening is gonna humble you. If you're somebody that do not have any patience, if you're somebody that needs things to happen right away, boy, will gardening humble you. It's crazy. But so for these, I'm actually gonna sow 2 seeds in each of the cell trays. We'll see from there on. And they're pretty easy to separate, but if you're somebody that's not comfortable with separating the plants once they germinate, to separate them into their own cell trays, then maybe you might want to skip this and just put 1 seed in each of them. But I'm gonna put like 2, probably possibly 2 or 3 in each of them, and then I will uppot them. Alrighty, let's go ahead and finish this up, and I'll let you guys go. Alright, y'all, we are all done, y'all. This is a lot. This is a lot of watermelon and cantaloupe, y'all. Oh my goodness, this is a lot. And I'm probably just going to keep about 4 cantaloupe plants, or maybe like 4 to 6 cantaloupe plants, and maybe 4 or 5 watermelons. So the rest of them, I'm gonna give them away, sell them, whatever. It's a lot, y'all. But all right, y'all, so now that we're done, this is my solution that I was telling you guys about. This is the banana water. If you guys are not new here, you've seen it in all my videos, you know that this is what I use to water the top of my plants before I start get them under there for germination, under the lighting for germination. So this is what we did. So it's just banana peels and water mixed together, and I let it sit down for a couple of days, and the banana peel nutrients extracted into the water, which in turn caused it to be a wonderful natural fertilizer. So I love using this. The plant loves it. It feeds really well on it. So make you some and start growing some strong, healthy plants. Tomatoes love. Okay, tomatoes love these. All right, so we're just gonna spray some on the top and wet the top a little bit, and then we're gonna cover this up. Y'all, we are all done. We are finally done. After we sprayed the water on them, it is time to cover them up so they can germinate. Now, if you have a dome cover for your cell trays, this is when you go ahead and put the dome cover over them. If you don't have a dome cover, don't forget, you can always use a plastic wrap. It works just the same. So we're gonna wrap this up, but just make sure though, after you put the dome cover and you wrap it up with a plastic or whatever the case may be, and you put it under the light, you're gonna have to remove the plastic once it starts to germinate. But let's go ahead and wrap the plastic on here, and then I'll give you guys a few more tips before I let you go, okay? Alrighty, y'all, we are all done. Praise the Lord. It is so late in here, but we got it all covered, y'all. We got our cantaloupes and our watermelons. They're all done. So now that they're all covered up, we're gonna set it underneath the table that I've already showed you guys, where I keep all of my plants that are germinating. I have a 4 feet lighting area underneath this table. I'll show you guys after this clip. You guys are gonna see where I'll be sitting it at, but they're gonna sit under the light during the day, and that's where they're going to germinate. Okay, and one thing you want to make sure is that once you start to notice that it is germinating, because we sped up the germination, you should start seeing germination within 3 to 5 days, and I would say the most would be 7 days, but that's beyond. You should definitely start seeing germination within 3 to 5 days for sure. Once you notice that it is germinating, try to check on your plants every 2 to 3 days. If you do not remove the dome cover, it is not going to survive. Once it germinates, once you see like the seed starts to pop out, it doesn't have to be all the way out. As soon as you see the seeds like starting to pop out, that means it's already germinated. Remove the plastic cover, remove the dome cover, and just allow it to air out. And that's how you're gonna grow it, you know, for the rest of the season. That's how you're gonna grow it for the rest of the germination process. So once you start to see the seed pop out, remove these covers and remove the dome cover, okay? Remember I told you that, do not keep the dome cover over it. It is going to kill your plants, and I don't want you blaming me for your plants not being successful, okay? Don't say I didn't tell you. Miss Yancy told you to take that cover up, okay? But all right, y'all, so now we're about to go set it under the lighting. It is a 4 feet bronze 5500 lumen light, and it provides a lot of heat, and it's perfect for this. I do not use any type of heating mat. I just let it do what it do. And you know, for some of you guys, your stuff may germinate way faster than me because you're using heating mat. I don't use heating mat. I don't care. I just, you know, I do the cost-effective way, and they work out. It is what it is. I'm not in a rush. I'm gonna let them take their time, okay? Because in gardening, you need patience, and you literally have to have like the patience of a saint, okay? So as long as you have patience, this is gonna happen. Just make sure you check on it every 3 to 5 days, and then also check on it just to make sure that the top layer isn't dried out if it's not germinated yet. If it's not germinated yet in like the 5 to 7 day frame, you wanna go ahead and spray some more water on top if it's dry, or because you know some seeds may take longer to germinate, but for the most part, if they haven't germinated within 7 days, then that means you don't have good seeds, and that means you didn't follow my germination method. But if you followed it, you should definitely have germination within 7 days, okay? All right, y'all, we're all done. We're all done. Thank you guys so much for being on here with me tonight. I'm not even sure if I'm whispering or not, but it's definitely late. Everybody is asleep, and I'm talking with an inside voice, no mic or anything like that. So praying to God y'all can hear me. Thank you guys so much for watching. As you can see, a lot of these containers, they're all like reusable container that with things that I purchased in the past to plant in my garden, and I just rinse them out at the end of the season and put them in my basement to be reused again in the beginning of the season. So make sure that you're not wasting your money, okay? We got to keep them coins because gardening is not cheap. But guess what, y'all? We are going to be resourceful in any way that we can. Alrighty, y'all. Thank you guys so much for being on here with me today. Remember, you can get containers. If you don't have any, you can get those containers off my Amazon store. The link is in the description. And everything that we used here today, it is in my Amazon store. All of the supplies, the soil, the worm castings, the containers, the seed starting trays, all of that good stuff. You can find it in my Amazon store, or you could go to the store, whichever one is cheaper, okay? Or whichever one that is for your convenience. Alrighty, and don't forget, y'all, the Etsy store, my seeds are on sale. Go ahead and cop you some seeds for this year or next year and get that good old discount. And remember, guys, if you're in the DMV area, I am doing a garden workshop May 17th, and that link is also in the description of this video if you would like to join us, okay? So join us, and you get to choose any of these plants that you're gonna plant by yourself in a flower pot that I'm gonna provide you, and you just take it home and grow it. How about that? And I teach you all the ways that you can grow your plants plant and all of the tips and tricks to grow a healthy plant that will produce you a ton of harvest. Alrighty, y'all, thank you so much for being on here with me today. This is how you start your cantaloupe and your watermelon seeds. Oh my God, I cannot wait to grow these. It's gonna be delicious. That's how you grow your seeds. And if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. If you have any advice, tips, tricks for any of our Yancy fam that may, you know, be grown as well, especially for beginner gardeners. If you're an expert, give us your expert advice. Don't forget to join my Facebook garden group, Sow Something, Grow Something, Ms. Yancy Garden Network on Facebook. That is where we commune, okay? Share your pictures, share what you're growing. Let us know all of the things in that garden group on Facebook, okay? So meet me in the garden group, okay? Alrighty, y'all. Thanks for being here. I hope you had a wonderful time. I hope y'all learned something today. And of course, if you watched till the end of this video, I need you to write MVP in the comments because you are the MVP if you watched it all the way to the end. Thank you so much for supporting me in that way. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to sow something and grow something. And of course, remember, you're exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. Happy gardening. All right, bye y'all. In the next clip, I'll be showing you guys exactly where I will be setting these at for them to germinate. So if you want to know where I'm germinating these, stay tuned for the next clip. And remember, y'all, if you're looking for organic heirloom seeds, go ahead in the description of this video and grab your pack of seeds in my Etsy store and get your garden popping. Bye, y'all. Happy gardening. Signature luxurious body butter is packed with all natural skin loving ingredients such as cocoa butter, coconut oil, shea butter, vitamin E oil, and baobab oil. Whipped to perfection, it is lightly made to be easily absorbed into the skin without clogging your pores. This body butter is free of parabens, sulfates, and synthetic fragrances. Your new bestie.